Yo guys, welcome back to another video. It's officially 2026. It's the 2nd of January today. I was meant to do this video yesterday but got delayed. I have exams now, so it's a very stressful time. My first one's in just under 1 week, just under 2 weeks. But yeah, I'm here, and the point of this video is I'm doing a review of my whole last 2025 year of organic dropshipping. You guys have seen the videos. I did a video like this 1 year ago, the end of 2025, reviewing all of the last year, and I'm doing that today again. However, this time things are a lot better. I've made a lot more money, not as much as I would have hoped, but I still made a lot more money, learned a lot. I had, obviously, probably one of the roughest years so far, if not the most difficult year in everything, but I still pushed through it. I still made progress, learned a lot, made money, and now I'm going to go back and review everything from scratch, show you guys exactly what happened, share my knowledge and value and insights that I've acquired this year. And yeah, hopefully I'll be able to film a video like this next year somewhere else and with even more astronomical numbers. Hopefully won't be here in this house then. Let's get into it. So I'm here, guys, and it's time for the review of 2025 organic dropshipping. For me, this is my second ever year doing organic dropshipping. I mean, I'll get into it, but first one was not so great. This one also, but it finished off well. And if you guys don't know me, my name's Norbert. I'm 22 years old and I'm right now finishing my last year of university. And I know that may seem, you might be like, why are you doing university? Well, I started online business halfway through my degree, and before I even had any sort of results, I was still studying, and now I'm finishing in the next 5 months, so there's no point leaving. And I'm not quitting making videos or working until I have either of these. So now, first of all, a recap of 2024 and the goals I predicted for this year. Well, I started from paid ads. Well, that was back in 2023. In around July 2023, I started with paid ads. That was my first ever online business venture. And in February 2024, I started with organic dropshipping. So I switched because I was a broke university student. How the hell can I get £50 a day to invest in ads? I can't. At the end of 2024, I got a one-to-one mentor, my first ever actual one-to-one mentor. And in all of 2024, I made around £700 revenue. Well, actually, it was like £1,000, I think. This is like one store, but I think there was another store as well. And the goals I set myself for 2025, and you can go watch this in the video this time 1 year ago. Literally just scroll through to January 2024 to 2025, and then there's a video like this. But the goals I set myself was to make £10,000 profit in organic dropshipping, to pass all my uni exams at least 70%, which would give me the highest grade, and to be more social. And so far in 2025, the end results of 2025, I made 5k in revenue with around 60% margins, which are decent margins, but this is not £10,000 profit, so I didn't get that goal. This is the screenshot. This is one store. This one store gave me basically all the revenue, and plus £200 from deactivated stores, and this £200 was around in this part of the year, and this store popped off in September. But either way, I made £200 from January to September, and I made almost 5k in the last 4 months. I'll get into that. So I didn't get the first goal, but I passed the third year of uni and got 60% average mark, which it's not 70%, but I passed it. So it's, close, but not there. And I guess I was more social, although when I got this goal, when I wrote this goal down 1 year ago, like, my mindset was different. I was like worried about not having a massive social life, but honestly right now I don't really care. I just want to make loads of money and get out of the place I'm living now, get out of this country, just improve my lifestyle. So I'm not massively worried about this, but I guess I did do that goal. And now let's talk about 2025. So the start of the year, I was in university and I went almost fully broke. This is after paying that mentor, which was like 1k or something. Rent and bills for me is just under 1k a month, which, not having a regular job, it's not great. I'm not going to be able to make that in my situation. And what I had to do is I had to go back home from uni in February and work full time. And actually I ended up working full time from February all the way to September. And bearing in mind, until around June, I also had to catch up on lectures every single day. And that obviously wore me out a lot, because not only was I working an intense factory job every day for 8 hours, I had to come back home, catch up on lectures, which is like 3-4 hours a day of writing, and then find some time to squeeze in organic dropshipping work. And I'm sure you can agree that's not surprising that I didn't make many sales in this time. As I said, catch up on lectures in the free time, and this is probably the least locked in on organic dropshipping I was in the whole year. Although I still tried my best, but you know, I only made 3 sales from January to August. Next, so what happened from May onwards? Well, I realized my mentor kind of scammed all the students. He ghosted everyone in May, and I realized I was being taught outdated methods, and that's why I didn't make any money from November to May. I was putting in the work every day, but the products I was choosing was so bad, especially the content I was making was so bad, and I can't be surprised that I didn't make any money, because this shit would never go viral in a million years. Not even kidding. It was so bad, like I can't even look at it now. I'm like, why did I run that? Why did I think that was a good product? Obviously nobody's gonna buy this. It's literally just, you know, I could go on. But yeah, I guess that's part of the journey. You're gonna make bad decisions, you're gonna make bad investments. You can't really do anything about that. It's, you know, it's one of those things. But anyways, I did get most of my money back, which is a good thing. And I started daily Instagram reel updates on the 25th of March, documenting my progress to £1 million. Now, looking back at this, probably wasn't the best decision, because not only did I have a full-time job, I was working every day 8 hours in the factory. I also had lectures to catch up on when I went home for a couple of hours. And then in the remaining time that I should be grinding organic dropshipping, scrolling on my burner to find that product to print, what I was doing is I was making an Instagram reel talking about what I did in the day, which probably took like half an hour. And that's half an hour gone. And I made like 200 of these videos. Very poor engagement because they're boring as fuck to watch. But whatever, I went down to posting once a week, now once a month, just to get an update out every so often. But I'm not sad that editing the reel every day. However, I learnt a lot. It was a good experience, so I'm not gonna complain about that. And I joined a new mentorship in May. So after that previous one finished, it was very good at the start, kind of calmed down a bit later, maybe a bit too expensive, but it gave me all the skills necessary to succeed in this game. Because honestly right now I'm done with mentorships completely. I'm not joining anything anymore. I've got all the skills I need to achieve the money I want to make, and I'm grateful for all the knowledge I've acquired until now, but right now it's about just locking in. But the best part of this mentorship was I actually met a lot of people in the game who are at the same level as me, and I even met up with some of them in Italy back in summer, so that was a W. And at this point I was still working full time, apart from a holiday where I went to Italy, and also earlier in the year to Tenerife, but that was before May. Now what happened from September to December the 12th? Well, finally I finished my full-time job. Well, in August I had that holiday in Italy, which was a massive relief because that kind of almost marks the end of my full-time job after a whole year of just being locked in a factory every day. No social life, no friends, just uni work every day, full-time job in a fucking smelly factory since 6 a.m. every day, and the minimal time to do organic dropshipping. While I worked the job until the end of September, I went back to uni and I filmed this on video, me saying to myself, I will never work a full-time job anymore. And I made loads of promises like this. Like in Tenerife I said, I'm not going on holiday until I make whatever, it was like 10k. I said that. I said 1 year ago, 1 year ago I made the promise that I'm making 10k profits. I didn't do that. But I told myself I'm not going back to a full-time job ever again, and I was like, I have to stick to this. Well, I went back to uni, and in September I went semi-viral with something. I ran and I hit my first ever 1k day. I think this was towards the end of September, and honestly I don't think I felt such euphoria before. Like, it was a good feeling, I'm sure you can imagine. I think even better than the first sale, because my first sale was like in 2023, and then I had no sales for a few months, and then no sales. So to get a 1k day, which was like maybe 20 orders in a few hours, it was an amazing feeling. But then my account got banned because I was kind of ripping content, as us dropshippers do sometimes. And from October to November I made no sales, which is crazy. That's 2 months of no sales after hitting a 1k day. And that really affected my mindset completely, because I was like, well, what happened? Have I lost my skills? I had a 1k day and now I'm not making any money, and it was kind of disheartening. And above all, it did really affect how motivated I was to work every day, and that caused me to be distracted with uni stuff, slacked off more, and yeah, didn't go amazingly. Another thing I picked up in the year was boxing, which is pretty fun, but I do think I gave a bit too much of my attention to it over uni work and over organic dropshipping, but it did help with my mindset and discipline a lot, I have to say. And as I said with the job, I came back home the start of December, depressed. I would have to work a job over Christmas, because the reason for this is I wouldn't have enough for rent, and you know, it's not about your feelings. If you can't pay rent, you can't pay rent, you have to go work. So I was like, I had a couple of days until I would go to a job, and yeah, I failed my promise. But then one of my friends in the Discord told me that the product I'd been running for 2 months I was too attached to. It wasn't going viral, but I was constantly trying to make it work, and I might make a video about this in more detail in the future, but I was too emotionally attached to this product because I had a vision for it, but that vision, I couldn't make it come true. But what I did was I listened to him and I dropped it, and I ran up a new product, and I started making money the first week I was home. And that is literally like, this is talking the last 2 weeks ago or so, 2-3 weeks ago. I made 3 times what I would have made in a job in a week. I hit my first ever 2.5k week with 60% margins. You can see the screenshot here on the left. This was probably the best feeling of the whole year, and I kept making money over the rest of December. And do I say it here? Yeah, £700 day on Christmas Day. Can you imagine that? I was out with my family, eating food, drinking and watching movies, and I had a £700 day. I don't even know if I posted something that day. And above all, no job. For once, I fulfilled my promise after so many failed promises. It's crazy, but you know, that's the game. I did it. And yeah, I'm still making money with this product today. Right now it's like 3 p.m. and I'm on $350 so far for this day, and I've not posted anything yet. So I'm starting 2026 with viral product momentum. And now my main mistakes for the year: relying on mentors too much. This is both the first one and the next one, but just in general. What I realize is that most mentors, most people you meet online, even could be your friends, they don't care about your progress and your success as much as their own. So as long as they're being productive and successful, they're gonna care about you to some extent, but they will always put themselves first. You will always, in the same way, put yourself first. So what I should have done is I should have taken initiative myself and more throughout the year, instead of waiting for others' approval first. Yeah, that's literally what I just said. And yeah, letting the 8 months of the minimum wage job affects my mindset and vision. This is the big one, because I know I have pictures here. There was a picture at the start of the presentation of me in the job, but maybe in the future I'll make a video with more videos and stuff from this time. But it was a very, very depressing time for me, because in my head I knew I'm a millionaire, I knew I'm rich, but I was going to these places working for £11 an hour, where now I'm making 10 times that in a day. And I really let that get me into my head, which was something I definitely could have controlled, because mindset is one of those things that you really can improve, but whatever. And the bad sleep routine and poor focus. This was especially true back at uni in September onwards, especially when I stopped making sales and I let all that stuff get to my head. I mean, you can see the vlogs. When I went back to uni, I talk about how I doubt that I can actually become rich. I doubt that I actually have this in me. And this is one of those things where you just have to believe in yourself and your vision more than what facts say. But if you're not making money, there's always a reason for that. And back then it was my mindset and my bad sleep routine and focus. I was not locked in enough, basically. But now on the more positive note, my main wins for this year was making my first step in short form content, even if that might have took over my actual organic work. It's still a win. I hit my first ever 1k day in September. I hit my first ever 2.5k week in December. And I mastered basically all the knowledge I need for organic dropshipping in the second mentorship. So I've got all the things I need to do. Like, as I said, 2025 is for learning, was for learning. 2026 is for printing. It's for making loads of money. My goals for this year, pretty simple, but difficult, but achievable. Graduate university with a first class degree. That finishes in May, so it's like less than half a year away from now. So bro, can't believe I'm saying this, but I've made videos through my whole uni degree to varying extents. But for all these years I've been talking about how excited I am to finally finish my degree in 3 years, 2 years. But it's now only 6 months away. It's crazy. Hits 500k all-time revenue in organic. It's probably a wild goal, bearing in mind last year I set myself 10k, but I only made 5k. However, I had a full-time job and I had university, and I had a bad mentorship at the start. So I definitely think it's possible, especially with the sorts of stuff possible today. And get to Dubai for 2027. All my friends in the Discord I'm in are going. It's my turn next. Need to save money in the tax. That's the main reason. If I make 500k in the UK, that's half of it gone already. So I need to be very strategic. And then lock in on the personal brand, especially after graduating, because then I have all the time in the world. And now how I will achieve them. Study for the exams is the easiest one, like I just learn maths. It's boring and useless, but I'm basically just finishing it off, and it's the most irrelevant goal. 500k rev, you can easily get that with Facebook organic. If you know, you know. Creators, when I get momentum with products, and then maybe paid ads eventually. I don't know if I'm 100% going to stick with organic dropshipping the whole year. When I have something that can scale with paid ads, I definitely will. But for the start, I need to make my first bit of money in organic, because I'll have 8 months of living rent-free at home after uni, because I'm moving back home temporarily at the start. No rent bills commitments, and finally pay off all the debts I have and my parents want, which is probably be the best feeling, and then move out. And this is a wild one, but I said no social life until I actually make it, and we'll see how that goes. But I'm gonna be locked in and yeah, go into personal brand once I get some momentum with dropshipping. So now to end off, guys, because this has been a long video, over 20 minutes, almost double the length of last year's video. I hope there's some value in here for all of you who are in similar positions to me, either ahead or before, whether you're just starting off in organic dropshipping or online business. Everyone has problems in life like this, where things get in the way, and I hope seeing how I've been able to improve and grow in the last year or two might be inspiring to someone. But the final reflections of this year is that this was probably the hardest, worst year in my whole online money journey. Like, I don't think, especially up to October, like December was decent, but everything before that, I don't think I'll have anything equally terrible and difficult like this ever, especially with the job I had. And as I said, 66% of the year I was locked away in a full-time job of a factory and a warehouse, which is not great. 2026 will be a generational run, will be a pivotal year, and sorry if this sounds a bit corny, but this is just how I would describe this year. It's where you put the iron through the fire, sharpened it, and this year I'll chop down the tree and make money. And on that note, guys, thank you for watching this video. It was a bit longer than I thought it would be, but I think I got through everything I need. It's been a tough time. Hopefully this next year will bring a lot of money, and see you all in 2026. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see my journey. Have a good year.